Hey everybody, welcome to Space Engineers. Whether you're a fellow engineer, engineer adjacent, or maybe just engineer curious, I'd like to thank you for joining me today. I am the Ghost Cat, and I'll be your guide for this little adventure. The Contact expansion's about to come out in a couple days here, so I thought I'd start a new save where I go from having nothing and work my way up to where I can get some of those tasty Prototech blocks I keep hearing so much about. So, I think I'm going to start on Mars. I was thinking about it when I was putting all this stuff together, and I realized I'd never started a game on Mars, so here we go. Let's load her in. Let's get a look around, see where we're at. I see plenty of the white spots that indicate resources. Looks like we're fairly close to ice. If that's some ice, indeed some ice there, so it looks like we're starting off in a fairly good location. Come down here. Let's hope we land, more or less. Oh, might get a good landing. Stuck the landing, alright. Looks like there was a little bit of damage, but nothing we can't handle. Alright, let's jump out of here. Here we are. Gonna look around. I think I'm going to here. Pop up, see what we got. We got some rocks over here. Some hills. And it's in one of these directions, north or south. I've got the compass, that should help me. In that direction. Maybe that's not the poles, but that certainly looks like ice. We'll go check that out in a bit. First thing I need to do, however, is fly back down here and don't just exit out of the thing. We're going to run on over and grab ourselves some rocks so we can get some materials refining and start getting some stuff made, because we're going to need some power, which is my first priority here. Alright, here we go. I guess I can use my jetpack. I want to be kind of conservative. Ooh, what do we have here? Oh, bounce, bounce. See if this is some useful materials we can grab at some point. I don't have a proper... Ooh, cobalt. That's going to come in very handy. We've gotten pretty lucky to find that right here. Alright. Well, there's a couple more. I'll check on what those are on the way back, but what do we have here? Going to tell me? I can see the spot. Ooh, gold. Wow. We've gotten exceptionally lucky from the looks of it as far as our start, so let's start mining some stones so we can get some infrastructure built, and then we can actually make use of some of these resources we're getting. So this game that I'm doing, it's, as you noticed, I am running a few mods, but for the most part it's pretty vanilla. Just got a few quality of life mods that I use on pretty much every game that I play in Space Engineers. So you'll find a full list of those below with links to them. Please support those excellent mod content creators that have made this sandbox game the exceptional venue for enjoyment that we've all come to know and love through their efforts. Alright. Oh, bounce, bounce. I ran out of fuel. That's what I get for running around. Well, flying around on my jetpack when I could just be running. Normally I'd rig up my respawn pod to fly somewhere and find myself a good spot to start, but it appears that we've been dropped in a fantastic spot, so I think I'm just going to roll with it. Don't plan on staying here much anyway. I do want to get into space and start finding some of those space Prototech encounters. However, I do know they're about to introduce a whole bunch of planetary encounters as well, so with any luck we'll get to check out some of those. But as I said, the expansion hasn't quite released yet. Jumping the gun a bit here, but I just couldn't wait. Alright, here we are. stand up, pop these in here. We need to get some ingots going. And come over. There she is. I was probably standing right next to it and went the wrong way. I usually do. Almost every time. Seems to be a habit of mine, so. Alright. We got some of that going. I suppose I don't really need to go that far. I'll just dig a hole here. I just hate having to get through all the soil before you get to the actual rock. Your yields are so low. Hopefully we're getting down into some of these real rocks here, because... Oh, yep, I'm seeing bigger numbers pop. Excellent. That'll speed this stuff up a bit. I gotta get building in a minute here. Need to get some power going so that we can get a proper survival kit. A proper large grid survival kit. Onto the base
Inventory
that
full.
I'm gonna build. So that we have a permanent respawn point. I am gonna have to steal the medical components out of the ones on my pod, but I'll
Inventory
gradually
full.
be scavenging most of this for parts and components. First thing we're going to need is some steel plates and interior plates so I can start framing in the base and getting things built up so we can get probably a wind turbine up first. Start with a wind turbine. That'll give us our first squirt of power. We can get a refinery built and start going and grabbing some of these resources we've got handy.
Inventory full.
Although before I go looking for resources, I'm probably gonna build some sort of drill rig sticking off the side of my refinery, so that I can get some resources, get some ingots smelting from the stone in the refinery as I'm out exploring. Probably my least favorite part of this game is pulling all the stone off the walls, however. Well, hand mining, not necessarily pulling stone off the walls. However, I'll always do it at the beginning of each game, just so that when I get to the point where I can get more automated mining setups in, I really appreciate the work they're doing for me.
Inventory full.
What? Inventory full? What's going on here? Didn't I deposit it? Oh. Oh. I filled her up. That's what's going on. Alright, while that's processing, let's get some stuff queued up. Get 20 of these, and 20 of these queued up. That should give us enough to at least frame out stuff. Not fully weld the blocks, but just frame out a platform. Alright, here it goes. It's making us some stuff. Give it a second. I'll run and grab more stone. Well, the first thing I want to do is mark the mining hole. It's always good to mark your mining holes, folks. I have fallen into the mining hole a few too many times to be comfortable just leaving them laying around. And as it is, you may well see me fall into the mining hole at some point. Alright. Actually, I've got a plan for this base that I almost forgot to implement. Full of juice. Let's head back over here. There's that. I was going to build this right up here. And we will get this base started. Where are those pillars? There we are, the columns. I like these things quite a bit for building elevated stuff. That should be sufficient size. That'll give us a 4x5 platform. That's where those are. Build you there, you there. Flip on our heads to get the ones underneath, just so that she's supported. Alright, we'll run up to the front. And we'll start building the base platform of the base. At least framing it out. Oh, need more steel plates. Alright, there we are. And now I want to build a pillar for my wind turbine. That'll be sufficient. Well, 1, 2, 3. That should get me high enough. And if I have to, I can just tear it down and build it back up. So, or put those into production. And it's probably going to tell us we need a whole lot more stuff. Iron and stone. Alright. I'm going to run over here, buy a bunch more stone, and then we'll get back to building this base. I don't plan to spend much time on building a particularly intricate ground base. There's a lot of stuff that I need, particularly uranium, that I can't get on the planet, so I want to get to space as quick as possible and set up operations there, because it's just a whole lot easier than making the trek back and forth to the planets. However, as I said earlier, I am quite interested in checking out some of those planetary encounters. So, there will be development of some sort of planetary lander once we're in space. However,
Inventory full.
Our main base of operations will be located in space. Must have already built the motors. Well, I'm gonna have a couple extra motors. I'm not worried about that.
Critical.
Oh, ow. That's gonna happen from time to time. And when I say from time to time, I mean probably quite a bit. I tend to make impact with the ground on my jetpack, in vehicles. Especially once I get a rover up and going, because I love rovers. I love screaming across the landscape as fast as I can. And jumping up and down in the air. There we go. Oh, we're almost there. And there we go, folks. We have power. Step 1 is complete. Here, I'm gonna build myself a little ramp. Now we can run up and down. We're gonna want to run up here. Grab our survival kit out of the G menu. And we'll put you there. We'll be able to run up, grab what we need, put some stuff back here, and eventually we'll build off this way before we make our transition into space. And I can put the cargo container right here on this side so that we'll have easy access to it. We're gonna do this. Run down, grab whatever it is I've got already built. Put the rest into production. What components could not be put into production? Oh, the small steel tubes. How many of those do I need? I might be able to scavenge those off my ship. Oh, way too far. 20. I don't know about that. Let's go remove that stuff from the production queue. Gonna run up here. We're gonna grab this. Make that last computer. Right on. Cannot withdraw 3 medical components, which is absolutely fine. Because... What? Thought you said you built all the components. Are you lying to me? There we go. Now we just need the 3 medical components. I'll weld this up as far as it'll let me, and then I'll go grab those, along with the contents of my survival kit. As you may have noticed, I am not using progression. I don't care much for progression if I'm not seeking to draw out the early game. Since the whole point is to get to the end game here, so that we can go get some of them tasty Prototech blocks, I just decided to let her ride the way I normally would. And alright, we got our survival kit. I can run back up here, since sometimes I run around like a squirrel on illicit substances. I will put all this stuff in here. Actually, I can just do that. Alright, now we got that. We got our survival kit. The next thing is going to be the refinery. And I will pop this on here. I actually think what I'll do is I'll run right here. And instead of putting my cargo container there, I will put this here. Right now he's going to make this stuff. And I expect that I'm going to have to go mine a bunch more stone to get a bunch more iron, so I'm gonna go have at her. Alright. Keep throwing stuff in here. 1 component could not be deposited. Why, what's going on? Are you full? Oh, you are full. Alright, let's withdraw a bunch of these components and start getting them welded into here. Oh, that's right. I never told you to make ingots. Ha ha ha. Make some ingots there, buddy. You can do it. Let that keep doing its thing. Oh, it's made some stuff. We can throw that in there. Just need steel plates and motors and we'll be there. And then I think I'm going to need a basic assembler tacked on here before I can implement my drill idea. But that's easy enough. What's going on? Not processing? Nope, because I don't have nearly enough. Alright, well, we'll keep on mining. Looks like the sun's going down. Let's put our rocks in the machine. Get what we can get. Oh, we're getting there. Go grab some more rocks. Ooh, that's a beautiful blue. I love it when the sun goes down in this game. 22 plates and 3 motors. We are almost there, folks, and we will have our refinery. And more rocks. More rocks. Oh, 6 steel plates. What is going on here? Give me those steel plates. Thank you. And we have a refinery. Excellent. I love having a refinery. Alright. So we've got our survival kit. We've got our refinery. Next thing that we are going to prioritize is... There's that. We just want our basic assembler. If I just build a little wraparound, and I've got the steel plates for it. No, I don't have the steel plates for it. Here, I'm going to grab a few steel plates. I'm sure it won't miss it. If it does, we'll just build a few more. But I'm going to build an extra little rim around there. Oh, we managed to get all our All our components made, and there we go, folks. We have ourselves a basic assembler. I can now begin assembling all the various bits and bobs I need to start turning this into a proper base. We'll get ourselves a full refinery eventually. Once the sun comes up, we might figure out something to go find something besides stone. I need an iron deposit. So I think I'm gonna refine the stone that I've just gotten. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take a nap. Let the rest of the night pass by, and soon enough we'll be waking up to watch the sunrise. And we'll go on a little iron finding adventure. Alright, this is the closest thing I got to a bed, so here we are. We're gonna hang out here. And I will see you folks again in the morning. Good morning, folks. Here we are again. The sky is just starting to lighten, but I figured this would be the good time to start working on the vehicle we're gonna have to use to get us to where I can find some deposits. So I'm just gonna grind down some of this stuff here. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slap a remote control and a gyroscope onto this landing pod. I'm gonna rearrange the thrusters. I'm gonna face one forward, one backward, and we're gonna have the two remaining for lift, so that'll give us the ability to go forward, and more importantly, to stop so that we can go on our hunt for resources. Alright, we got forward, we got backward. Now we need a gyro. Grab that from the G menu. And we will pop you on. That right there is fine. Now we're gonna need a remote control. Grab that, I'll stick that there. And at some point I'm gonna throw a cargo container, I think, in there. Oh, that's right, you eat up too much space. Alright, well, for now, I will just stick this in the back. It'll be like our little electronics compartment. What am I gonna need? Oh, I've got everything I need. Would you look at that? Alright. Let's go exploring in our little jankety craft. Are we ready? Wait. Did I never weld up that gyroscope? We almost had ourselves quite the adventure. Alright. We can get computers from there. That's got a motor, and since we're not using the hydrogen thruster at the moment, we've got it, it works, but I'm not using it because I only have a little bit of ice. We're gonna give ourselves a home GPS, and I'm gonna go in here, and I am going to color this green for now. There. A nice fluorescent green. Different from the unknown signal green, but nice and bright so that I can see it against the landscape. Let's fire up this remote control. Give her a control. We're going to fire up our engines. Alright, folks, are you ready to get airborne? Here we go. Oh, what's happening? Oh. Yeah, so, funny thing, you don't toggle it to on and off, as I'm sure plenty of you were laughing and talking to your screen. You switch it to locked and unlocked. And here we go. Alright. I have to be careful not to get moving too fast. It's a mistake I often make when I'm scouting like this. but I don't have side-to-side thrust. I do have an ore detector on here. Let's make sure that my ore detector is at full range. Yep, before I drift too far to the one side. We're going to try to make our way to these dots. We're looking for iron. There's nickel. Nickel. Iron is often with nickel. Iron with nickel today. Cobalt. Wow, we really did hit the jackpot with where we landed. Let's check some of these rocks. Oh, there we have some iron right here. Excellent. There we go. Shut them down. Alright, what's this rock made of? Ooh, silver. I can't refine this yet, but I'm going to... mark it as a silver rock, and I'll come back to that when I have a proper refinery. But for now, I want this iron, so... There she is, I see iron. Let's get ourselves some iron, folks.
Inventory full.
Oh, I'm running out of space. I will pop these back in here. It'll fill them up for me. We'll also get them out of my pockets. You've got space. We'll dump these components in here and some iron. Ooh, we're gonna fill this thing up. I'm gonna fill up my pockets again with iron. And then we will head back to our base and get this stuff refining. Alright, where's that remote? There's remote control. Control this little craft. Oh. There. She's heavy.
Health low.
Yes, I know my health is low. Why is my health low?
Your health is critical.
Why is my health critical? Oh. What has happened? What has happened is my vehicle is flying all by itself without me in it. Alright. Now, here. I need control. Where's my remote control? Wrong button. Alright. We're gonna go back over. I'm gonna get my body. Try not to crash into the ground. This thing drops pretty fast with its limited thrust. Alright. Touchdown. Come on. There we go. Grab a hold. Oh, that's right, I'm still in my jetpack. Alright. Let's float back over to the base. We can get this iron into our refinery. And I'll run and grab that cobalt. And before you know it, we'll be building stuff. Like real stuff, like real engineers. We'll be able to have a cargo container and more thrusters. Oh. Now she's starting to get out of control. This is why I need more thrusters. Just some side-to-side control thrusters. There. Excellent. This should solve our iron woes for a while. So now we've got iron. Like I said, the next step, I'm going to run over here. We're going to grab this cobalt. And now that we've found some basic resources, we know we got some more cobalt over there. And we've got some iron. I think the next step is to go investigate that ice. Grab some more cobalt. I don't think I'll need a tremendous amount to start with, but I think if I fill up my inventory once, that should set me alright for a while. Let's drop the stone I've got. I'm almost full. Grab a couple more cobalts, and we were gonna head back to the base.
Inventory.
Alright. We are gonna put you in here. And there we go. Gonna want a cargo container. Where do I want to put the cargo container? Originally wanted to put it right here, but now that's where that refinery is, and while that will get moved, maybe the cargo will eventually go there. Or I could stick it on the end here. Actually, I kind of want to build it right here. Then I can tear this out and stick that here. Alright, let's do that real quick. Pop this in here. Get this welded up, and there we go, folks. We have ourselves a cargo container. Alright, we still got some daylight. I want to fly over to what looked like ice and see if we actually have ice there. Because if we do, I think our next step is going to be an O2H2 generator. Because, like I said, what I've got isn't going to last forever. But really, that should be our next step anyway. Maybe I'll build that right off the top of this cargo container. Yeah, let's do that real quick. Get that going. We're going to put all the components into production. What we're going to do next, we need a battery. One way or the other. Build ourselves a little support structure. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to stick my battery right here. That way, it's not taking up any space that the power supply wasn't already. There, we got all those. Get you, edge. Ask for you, put you into production. I'll just let that keep doing its thing. It's got all the materials it needs. I don't need that cobalt anymore. Or, I don't need the cobalt urgently. I will need the cobalt. Just not urgently. Alright. You know what? I just looked at my gauges. I'm pretty low on oxygen and hydrogen. Which, I'm pretty sure not having sufficient oxygen is what got me last time. Hydrogen I'm not too worried about. I need to conserve that anyway until I make sure I have a source of ice. Fire up our engines. Get some loft. Goodbye, base. We'll be back. That looks like ice over there, so we're gonna start heading this way. I don't want to go too fast in this thing with the limited control I have. Floating gently over the Martian landscape. Don't want to go too fast. Just gently drifting up here. Getting a bit further from home than I thought. It looked a lot closer. I know I said I didn't want to go fast, and now here I am cooking along at the game's max speed limit. Alright, that sure looks like snow. Hope there's some ice nearby. Let's get some vertical movement. Better view of what's going on here. Am I near one of the poles, or is this just a snowy spot? It looks pretty snowy. Here. Let's level out. Oh no, not rotate. We want to go down. A rock. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oops. I may have hit that a little too hard. Here, shut the engines off. Engines off. It's trying to roll me over. Oops. Like I said, I crash fairly often because of things like that, so. Alright, well, I'll be building new landing gear when I get home. Alright, well, any event. Does this get us ice? Yes, we are indeed close to an icy surface. Let's get a load of this to take back with us for our O2H gen. And we're in business, folks. We got all kinds of good stuff going on. That's good for now, I think. We'll be back. For sure, but since I smashed my ship, I gotta get home and do some repairs. Alright. Oh, something's smoking too. That's my one remaining landing gear. Alright. Let's get headed home. With a bit of a sideways drift, it appears. We are cruising, we're headed home. I'm gonna try to not crash into the ground this time. Luckily, we came out more intact than I had expected. I was expecting... Well, let's just say I was expecting to be walking back. So, as they say, any landing you can walk away from is a good one. Even better if you can fly away from it. Alright, here we come. Let's not point right at it. You've already seen how I fly, so... Well, I'm sure it would be quite amusing. It would definitely delay getting off the planet. Alright. First things first. Alright, well, would you look at that? Almost flipped over on me, but I stopped her. We're gonna pop some ice in here, which will find its way to the generator. And would you look at that? I can run here, and I can get everything I need. Let's get this battery built. And here we are, we have a battery. Alright folks, well I think we're gonna wrap it up for today. We've got our ship on its side. However, we've got power, we have power storage, our assembler, our refinery, survival kit, cargo container, and an oxygen and hydrogen generator. We're in business. Next time, I think we're gonna go after some more resources. We're going to build up a proper refinery and assembler and start looking at storage of gases and beginning preparations to get ourselves off planet. I'd like to thank you all again for joining me and have a wonderful week.